Imagine you're diving into the ocean, drifting slowly above a coral reef glowing with life. Beneath you, the sea pulses with color, flashes of blue, bursts of yellow, shimmering schools of fish swirling like living confetti. The water is warm, the light dances through the surface, and everything feels calm. Then something catches your eye. Gently swaying in the current, nestled among the rocks, is a strange and beautiful creature. Its body blooms like a flower, its delicate tentacles drifting like petals in slow motion. You think it must be a plant, maybe a strange underwater blossom, but you'd be wrong. This is not a flower. This is a hunter. This is a sea anemone. Graceful, colorful, and completely alien, sea anemones are one of the ocean's most surprising predators. They don't have eyes. They don't have a brain. They don't even have bones. And yet, they've survived for hundreds of millions of years using some of the cleverest survival strategies nature has ever invented. In fact, these creatures are so old that they've been around since before the first fish evolved. At first glance, they seem peaceful. Their bodies are soft and tube-like, with a central mouth surrounded by a crown of tentacles. Those tentacles come in every color imaginable: bright reds, electric blues, glowing greens, and they move so gently you might be tempted to touch them. But here's the thing: each one of those tentacles is armed with thousands of tiny, venom-filled harpoons. When a small fish brushes against them, it's instantly paralyzed. No chase, no escape, just a slow, silent trap closing in. The process is almost balletic. The fish is snared, drawn inward, and enveloped by those soft arms. Then the anemone opens its central mouth, an opening that also functions as its only exit. It consumes the meal, digests it over hours or even days, and discards whatever remains. It's a simple, efficient system. Brutal, but effective. But there's more to sea anemones than just their sting. Let's take a closer look, because hidden inside those tentacles, you might just spot one of the most famous faces in the sea. Yes, it's true. Our little friend Nemo, the clownfish, lives among the tentacles of sea anemones. And that's not just Pixar magic, it's one of nature's most iconic partnerships. While most fish would be stunned or killed by the anemone's stinging cells, clownfish are immune. Their skin is coated in a special mucus that protects them, allowing them to dart between the deadly tentacles like they own the place. In return for this protection, clownfish bring their hosts food scraps, clean off parasites, and even help keep predators away. Some scientists believe clownfish movement may also help circulate water and oxygen over the anemone's surface, aiding its respiration. It's a perfect example of symbiosis, a relationship where both species benefit. The anemone gets a bodyguard and a maid. The clownfish gets a fortress. This relationship doesn't happen automatically, though. When a clownfish first finds a host anemone, it performs a strange ritual, dancing in and out of the tentacles, brushing gently against them to allow its body to adapt and avoid getting stung. It may take hours, even days, for this dance of trust to be completed. But once it is, the bond is strong and often lifelong. But anemones don't rely on clownfish alone. They're incredibly diverse, with over 1,000 known species found all across the world's oceans. Some are tiny, no bigger than a coin. Others, like the giant carpet anemone, can grow up to a meter wide. They live on coral reefs, rocky shores, tide pools, and even in the pitch-black darkness of the deep sea. Some attach themselves to rocks and never move again. Others hitch rides on hermit crabs or slowly inch their way across the seabed in search of a better home. In some parts of the ocean, there are anemones that live more than 10,000 feet below the surface, clinging to hydrothermal vents, surviving in complete darkness near boiling temperatures and toxic chemicals. These species depend on chemosynthetic bacteria instead of sunlight, a reminder of how wildly versatile anemones truly are. They may not look like much, but sea anemones are masters of adaptation. In tide pools, they can survive being dried out by the sun and battered by waves. In coral reefs, they use their stinging cells to defend themselves against hungry fish. And in the deep sea, some anemones have evolved to glow in the dark using bioluminescence, a built-in flashlight to lure in unsuspecting prey. Their reproductive strategies are just as fascinating. Some anemones reproduce sexually, releasing clouds of eggs and sperm into the water where fertilization happens by chance. Others reproduce asexually by literally splitting in half or budding off clones from their body. Imagine if you could just grow a new version of yourself, whenever you felt like it. That's the anemone life. Even more amazing, some species can live for an incredibly long time. In the cold waters of the Pacific Northwest, scientists have discovered sea anemones that might live over 100 years, and perhaps even longer. With no brain to age, no bones to weaken, and few predators to threaten them, sea anemones may be among the longest living animals in the sea. But it's not all calm beneath the waves. Life in the ocean is changing, and sea anemones are feeling the pressure. Climate change is warming the seas. Coral reefs, where many anemones live, are bleaching and dying. Pollution and runoff from farms and cities are poisoning the water. Plastic is everywhere, and even tiny microplastics are being found inside marine animals, including anemones. When coral reefs die, clownfish lose their homes. Without clownfish, sea anemones are more vulnerable to predators and parasites. And without healthy anemones, entire reef ecosystems lose one of their key members. The ripple effect is real. A single sea anemone might seem like a minor player in the vast ocean, but it supports fish, feeds predators, recycles nutrients, and contributes to the complex dance of life that happens every second beneath the waves. Still, there is hope. In marine protected areas where fishing and pollution are limited, sea anemones are thriving. Divers and researchers are working together to restore coral reefs, planting baby corals and reintroducing anemones and clownfish to their natural habitats. In labs, scientists are even studying anemone venom for use in medicine. Some compounds have shown promise in treating chronic pain, inflammation, and even certain cancers. These flowers of the sea are turning out to be more than just pretty faces. They're hunters, healers, survivors, and maybe, just maybe, they're a symbol of how the smallest creatures can make the biggest difference. So the next time you find yourself near the ocean, or maybe just watching an underwater documentary, keep an eye out for that gentle waving dance on the reef. Look closer. Is that a clownfish peeking through the tentacles? Is the anemone swaying or watching? In that moment, you're witnessing a relationship that's lasted for millions of years. A tiny kingdom ruled not by size or strength, but by patience, partnership, and poison. It's easy to get caught up in stories about sharks and whales and giant squids, but sometimes the most fascinating creatures are the ones you almost miss. The quiet ones, the still ones, the ones that don't move fast but are always ready. Sea anemones remind us that beauty can be deadly, that stillness can hide strength, and that even in the most chaotic corners of the ocean, there is order, there is balance. And maybe, just maybe, there's still a little magic. If this story of the sea anemone fascinated you, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. We've got many more amazing stories from the deep blue waiting for you. From glowing jellyfish to deep sea monsters you've never heard of, there's always something new beneath the waves. Next time, we'll be diving into the world of a creature that may have discovered the secret to eternal life. Yes, we're talking about the immortal jellyfish, a real-life time traveler of the sea. Curious? Stay tuned. Until then, take care, be kind to the ocean, and remember, every creature, no matter how small or strange, has a story worth telling.